This is the story of a young boy who lived in a small house that may or may not have been very real. One day, something happened to him that changed his life forever. It was something very small. One could even say it was tiny. One might suggest it could happen to you, too. On a clear morning in a small town, on a big planet, in a tiny bedroom, a young boy who had been lonely for as long as he could remember awoke to an envelope sitting on his bedroom floor. And so it began. He was puzzled by the envelope and the handwriting. It was addressed to you. And sure enough, had his address written right across the middle.
Hi, you.
The letter began.
You don't know me, but I love you. I care deeply about you. I want you to be happy. I wish for all your dreams to come true. When you are happy, I am happy too. We may never meet in this world, but know that I am rooting for you. With heart, you.
He closed the letter and put it back into the envelope. Then he got out of bed and placed it on his desk, going to the window, looking outside, and thinking about so many things. Who was this you, and how did this strange letter come to be? He rushed to his dresser and looked at the return address again. It read,
You, universe.
Should he possibly write back? What would he say? Where would he send it? This was all a very new experience and one filled with so many questions. He decided to sleep on it for the night. In fact, he slept with the letter tucked under his pillow. In the morning, he awoke to find a beautiful typewriter named Erica sitting on the floor.
So beautiful.
He squealed.
And with the name, too.
Without even thinking where this magical device came from, he quickly rustled up some paper and began in earnest.
Hello.
He paused.
How odd this is.
He thought as he stopped typing. Then continuing. Then suddenly, like a well opening up and overflowing, words and ideas, thoughts and dreams poured out of his imagination and onto the pages. Years of being alone and having no one to share with had accumulated in him a vast amount of things that needed to be released. Well past his bedtime, he wrote and wrote more. Stories and thoughts and feelings leapt out of him, page after page, until he fell into bed, exhausted. Then he slept for a long, long time. morning, he was filled with fear. His personal letter had disappeared. He was distraught and he was confused. He felt deep down like he had been used. He worried about all the things he had said. He looked under the pillow, even over his head. Who would steal such a personal thing? What kind of destruction could such a thing bring? When all of a sudden, right under his nose, a letter slid in, hitting his toes. He opened it up, and to his surprise, the letter was new and contained a reply.
Don't worry, my friend, for your letter was sent. Without licking a stamp, I got what you meant. The moment you wrote it down from your heart, that's when the magic happened to start. So here's a response from my heart to yours, past hallways and dorm rooms, closets and doors. For years I've been waiting for you to arrive and scream to the world, I'm alive, I'm alive!
The young boy read the letter 10 times and fell into a deep sleep, dreaming of little words that might rhyme. Years passed and he grew into a young man. He had long ago stopped questioning how the letters were sent upon being written and how new ones arrived when it was the right time. That was just the way the universe works, he thought. He spent most of his adolescence in the world of his imagination, making up stories, dreaming what it was like to travel, and always imagining what Hugh was like. One morning, the sound of the wind outside his window woke him up. As things came into focus, his room seemed different. He wasn't sure how exactly, but he could somehow feel it. He looked to the floor and realized there was no letter. He looked to his desk and the typewriter was gone. He stood there for hours, then days, alone in his room, waiting for a letter that never came. He was distraught. He was confused. He was sad beyond comprehension. Why? Is all he could say.
Why?
One night, late in the evening, he was awoken by the light of the moon shining through the window. He got up, and as he looked at the moon shining bright outside, he sighed.
It is especially bright.
He thought. It lit up the town in the distance. It illuminated the bushes and the trees in the yard. It threw shadows in every direction, making strange and magical shapes. It was like a giant spotlight. He was filled with wonder and for a brief moment realized he felt like his younger self.
Maybe I'm out there somewhere. What an odd thing to think,
he said under his breath. He put on his slippers, tightened up his housecoat, and quietly opened the door and went downstairs. Taking a deep breath, he stepped outside.
I can do it. Stop! I can do it. Come here. Stop! Stop. This is super fun!